G'day viewers and welcome to this week's PB's Retro Restorations. This week I'm doing this 1975 Hot Wheels Gremlin grinder, which sounds like a dating app for goblins on the internet, but it isn't. I mean, Gremlin is in AMC Gremlin, and grinder, well, there's all sorts of apps and things on the dark web and internet probably that can answer those questions. I'm not going to answer them here. I wouldn't know the answers. Anyway, as it goes round you can see the crack in the A pillar. I'm going to have to repair that, but apart from that it's all here and it's sound and it's pretty good, and it's a Redline, so we'll do our best to save it, but to do that we better get started, so let's get crack-a-lackin'. So Hot Wheels of this vintage, the rivets on them are almost always rounded over, and try and drill them out, but I have to flatten them a bit first with the Dremel just to get some purchase. They drive me insane. They're mongrel rivets, but they always seem to want to fight, not come apart, but that's okay. I suffer so that you don't have to. That's my center punch, just trying to knock the motor out, which I've done. There we go. The rest of it comes apart and then it all drops out. Interior is good. Glass is excellent. It really just needs a clean and a polish. There'd be no sanding here, I don't think. Put them in a little container, keep them safe. The axles on this were pretty badly rusted. I expected them to snap when it came time to get them out, but they didn't. So spoiler alert, they won't snap. That's out of sync, sorry. It's my brain that's out of sync. What I'm doing here is... Soon I'll develop talking and sound effects at the same time. That'll be good. I'm just making sure that the posts and everything will slip back into the base easily before I drill and tap them. The motor is one of the posts, and it's a very thin post, but I actually managed to drill and tap it okay. So once I'm sure it'll all go back together and drilling and tapping it's not a waste of time, I'll move on. Now, to be completely honest, I didn't even notice that pillar was broken until I stripped the paint off it and was looking over the body. But it's an easy fix. I just got pliers and tweaked it a little bit till it was back into shape. I used some super glue on it just to shore it up, and I sprinkled some baking soda on it just to toughen it up. Now I still don't know why baking soda toughens up super glue. I'm sure there's a scientific and deeply mathematical equation that would explain it to you all, but you didn't come here for that. You didn't come here for my dribble either, so I'll shut up and we'll keep moving. Yeah, you might not come for the dribble, but I'm sure you came for the sound effects, so shh, shh. Now, we used primer grey as a base coat. I sprayed some white enamel paint over the top of that, and then once that had dried, I moved to the colour. When I was stripping it, it looked to have been like a white base coat with the colour over the top, so that's why I did it, try and replicate that finish. Here comes the colour. And with that, some more special effects. Shh, shh. I should also take the opportunity while I'm here to say that if you'd like to license these sound effects for your YouTube video, party, wedding, any kind of social function, send me $50 in the mail and I'll get back to you. Honest. There's some more sound effects for you. You're welcome. You can see how rusted those axles were. They must have been within an inch of their life. But as I mentioned before, they didn't break. And while I flung one of them halfway across the workshop floor, I still found them. I got them both out, and it just left us with the base to clean up. Oh, that was terrible. It hasn't improved from last week, but anyway, the glass was really good. It just needed to polish and a dip in the floor polish and a little dry overnight. As per usual, nothing new here. Now the wheels definitely need refreshing, but I didn't want to lose the red lines, so I couldn't just spray them all black. So I put some tape just on the outside edges and I sprayed the rest of the wheels with semi-gloss black, and between that and re-chroming the hubs, that should make them look human enough for the final reveal. Now to try and scrub up this base. Should be doing high speed scrubbing, shouldn't I? But I can't. There's your bit. Now these decals were too involved for me to try and make, so Second Chance Red Lines, Vince and the team, I got them from them again, and they're amazing decals. They really are good quality stuff. And my brother-in-law wanted me to order some for his Chevy, so I ordered these in the same lot, saved some postage for both of us, and they're really great decals. They really look the part. You'll note here that you have to cut these decals out to the pattern. They're on a sheet. If you don't, it just comes off as one lot. That's a small price to pay, because even after you've cut them, they still set down beautifully. They're great. They really are good decals. So I thought I was going to get away with just popping these axles back into what was left of the mounting points, and one of them kind of sat in there, the other one wouldn't, so I copped out and did end up just gluing them in, and I think I got one a little bit off balance, so it's another three-wheeled wonder from the house of PB. Never mind. So here's all our parts, all cleaned up and refurbished and repainted and redeckled and all that stuff ready to go back together. Now, I said I had great success drilling and tapping the engine mount. While it would thread in, it wouldn't pull it tight, it wouldn't tighten up, so I stripped it or done something wrong there, but it pulled it down enough to seal it and hold it together and be a nicely finished model to put on the shelf. And just like that, we're done. So here we are back at the start with our Gremlin grinder. It's a car of contrast really. You've got a busted A-pillar but a really good windscreen piece. You've got wheels that look like they were sitting in a bathtub for some part of their life, but the red lines on them are actually okay. Paint's buggered, but oh no, it doesn't look like hasn't been thrashed within an inch of its life, so it made for a pretty straightforward resto really. Speaking of restos and outcomes and all that stuff, this is what we started with, and here is what we're left with now. Looking $1 million with its new paint and new decals and refreshed parts. I'm really pleased with how this one's come out. The only downside, you can see it there, is one of the wheels doesn't sit on the ground. I've got to lift my game with getting the wheels square again. I'm not sure what my problem is, but I know it's my problem. It's something I'm not doing right. You see I amended the A-pillar, you can't really see it, you can see a little bit of a bend in it, but overall a successful result I think. So don't forget our next Dibs build off on September 15th. That's the Chevy Impala Invitational. That'll be fun. Get involved. Thanks for watching this video. Really appreciate the support. If you've liked it and like to see some of my other videos, just try one of these links. If you're a long-term watcher or a new watcher and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to subscribe. Just click on my bald head there and be swept away to a world of PB magic. Every Friday at 9:15. Occasionally have extra videos. I keep saying that and now and then I do it. But anyway, I will see you next Friday guys and girls and everyone. Thank you.